Hi and welcome to Llantarnam Grange holiday activities. I'm Naz and I'll be creating with you today. So today we are going to make these lovely little sock caterpillars or worms, however you want to make them, and then a lovely leaf design for your caterpillar to go on. So it's up to you how you design it and how you create it. I'm just going to show you some tips today of things you can use around the home to make some creative characters. So this one's called Buddy here, and I'll be showing you lots of other creatures. So we have here another lovely one. So there's lots of different ways you can do these, as I said, with things around the home, which could be buttons or scrap fabric. This is Bert here. He's a very happy caterpillar. We've got Bob. Always gets in trouble. And then a few other creatures which I'll show you a little bit later. So let's get started. So first of all, your materials that you will need is just a simple sock. So the odder the better. I'm always finding socks around, so any odd socks you have are perfect for this. Now a question I get asked a lot is obviously what size sock is best. It's completely up to you. So you can use an adult size sock, a smaller sock if you've got little feet or children's socks, and you can go really teeny tiny if you like, because these ones here, like Bert, are using the really tiny little baby sock. So it's completely up to you. So Bert fits quite nicely in my hand, which sock size you'd like to go for. So first of all, a sock is what you need. Then something to stuff the sock with. So whether that is cotton wool, or even an older odd sock that you can stuff inside, or scrap fabrics, or something to stuff it with. I've used some pillow stuffing, so that could be a pillow you've got at home that you're not using that you can use the stuffing inside it. So that's next. And then things for the features like the eyes, so whether you use some buttons, or if you have any lovely googly eyes anywhere, they're great fun. But you can also use felt, like Buddy here, and create your own eyes, or other bits of fabric. Even just drawn on eyes are fine, so it's completely up to you. You can stitch them on, especially the buttons are great for that. So sock, buttons. If you have something for an antenna, piece of wire, pipe cleaner would be fantastic. If you do have it, really easy to wind. And then anything to decorate it with. So I love pom-poms, I have a few here. Could be some felt if you have. So really simple. So the main aspects and materials basically are a sock, some stuff in here, and then something for the features like the eyes. If you do have a needle and thread and you prefer to use that, you can, because you can stitch all the items on, or you can use a glue stick or glue. So the materials I'll be using today is a sock, a pipe cleaner, some googly eyes, and the most important part are something to tie the sock caterpillar with. So it usually takes about 4 ties, could take more depending on how you do the body shape. I just got some headbands here, some old headbands that are quite thin. You can use elastic bands or string or wool, or even half a pipe cleaner. So it's completely up to you what you tie the sock with. So just sock, tie, and then some stuffing. So that's going to be my first basic materials, and then later on I'll be showing you how to decorate with some felt and some pom-poms. But it's whatever you have to hand. You can stick other paper pieces on and other things. It really doesn't matter. It's all about being creative and having fun and creating a lovely little friend or character to keep you company at home. Okay, so first of all, take your sock, make sure it's the right way round. Take some stuffing, and a good tip with the stuffing is to aerate it, so give it a little bit of a manoeuvre, because sometimes it's compacted if you're using this type of wadding or stuffing. So just to get some air into it, it'll give you a really squishy character then, so it's a lot softer. So then all you're doing is stuffing the sock. So we're forming the head of the caterpillar, so keep going until you're happy with the head shape. You do want it to fill the edge of the sock there and go a little bit further. Because then each body shape you can make go slightly smaller if you want. So you're just stuffing the sock all the way down and squishing it in. And keep forming it because you want a really nice shape. So just keep giving it a bit of manoeuvring inside and that'll get the stuffing head all the way in. Concentrating face here, sorry. Right, so keep going until you've got a lovely head formed for your caterpillar. Once you're happy with that head, I might put a tiny bit more in. I like lots of stuffing in mine. And again, you can use an odd sock for this, or cotton wool, other items of things like scrap fabric cut up to go inside to form the stuffing inside the sock. It's nice to use things that are around the home, and especially giving your lovely odd socks a bit of a new lease of life as well. So then all I'm doing is whatever you've got to tie it with then, whether you're tying it with string or wool, make sure you tie it as near as you can to that stuffing ball that you've done there, and just keep tying that nice and tight until it won't go any further and you've got it there. Try and keep the ties all in a similar area so that you've got room for your next body piece as well. So there is your caterpillar head. Next we're going to focus on the body, so possibly 3 more circles. You may want less or you may want more, so that's completely up to you and how you design it. So take some more stuffing. It'll be much less than the head because you want it to be a little bit smaller and the head to stand out. Maybe not if your caterpillar's eaten lots outside. So you may spot caterpillars on your walk. Again, when you're looking at different ideas, you might want to have a look online and have a look at different caterpillars and what features they have and what you'd like to add. So again, you just keep going, keep manipulating it inside until you get the body shape. Take another tie and tie the body. Usually the next body piece will be just underneath the heel there. So these are quite long hair bands, but obviously whatever you've got to hand, I'm just trying to use whatever is left in my home at the moment. And that's your next. That's your body starting to form. So I'm going to try 2 more here. So that's 3 circles for the body. So you've got 4 altogether. And I'm using 4 ties here. So the next one, so take some more stuffing. This is great fun to do, and you could create a whole family of them if you like. So if you had different size socks, you could create your family in caterpillars. So the fun never ends with these, honestly. And you're giving your odd socks a chance. Saving them from the sock monster. So that's it. So it's stuffing and tying, as simple as that. And you'll see all of a sudden it'll start to come together. So one more piece I'm going to do here. That's it. And I'll just tie the end of this. Okay, nearly there. How simple is that? It's great fun. So that is your sock caterpillar body. Now the end, I quite like it sticking out. If you want to, you can stitch it or glue it together, but I think it's got a bit of character there, so I quite like that as it is. So that's your sock body. Okay, so now you've got your body together, we're going to look at focusing on the front of your sock and looking at the eyes and the mouth. It's usually best to place it on the actual separated colour. You can see it a lot easier than on the pattern. So I'm just going to take some felt here and cut 2 circles. So completely up to you whether you draw around a shape first or you just go for it and cut a shape. It's quite nice sometimes just to cut freehand and see how you go. So that's the first circle. I'm going to use that as a pattern for the next one. So then cut another circle. It doesn't have to be a circle, you could cut different shapes if you like. And then I'll show you how this looks on the heel. Right, so got the lovely sock there. Not the heel, sorry, the heel's all the way back there. So that's your body, that's where it's gone. So then it's up to you where you place the eyes. You might like them more closer together, or you might like them a little bit further apart. One of my favourite books is The Hungry Caterpillar, actually, so you could look at that book and start creating all the different foods with little bite holes in from the caterpillar and maybe model your sock on that if you like. So once you've got them in place, you glue them with a fabric glue or a glue gun if you have anything like that, and you're just going to glue the pieces on. Make sure you do this safely. You can stitch them on. It's just lots of possibilities here, so there's no right or wrong way. It's completely up to you how you develop your character. So here it's starting to look a little bit more like a little character now. I'm going to place some googly eyes on this one here. And he's starting to really come alive now. So next then for the mouth, again you could use some scrap fabric you have lying around. You could use some pen, it's completely up to you. So this one here I've stitched on, if you prefer a mouth like this. With Bert here, he's got a lovely felt, happy smiley face. And some of them I've chosen not to put anything on at all. So it's completely up to you. You could maybe do an upside down one where you have different features each side. So once you've got the eyes on and you're happy with the placement, make sure you sew or glue those down. And then next is the mouth. So I'm just going to use some more scrap fabric here. And put a lovely little smiley face. Like so. He's looking very happy, isn't he? Okay. So then you can think of a name for your lovely caterpillar. You may want to make a little adoption certificate. And you can take him on some adventures, him or her on some adventures, and post to Llantarnam Grange page, and you can hashtag create with Naz, and I'd love to see what you make. So next now, we're going to focus on some decoration for the body, which you can either do with, sorry, they keep running off all the time, with felt. So I've cut some circles here, it could be any shapes at all, any scrap bits you've got, or some felt. For this lovely creature here, this is Buddy, I've put a little heart on Buddy here, which is nice. So completely up to you how you decorate it. I'm going to use some pom-poms here and just stick them onto the sock caterpillar. So once it starts to come alive and you've put the features on, it's quite easy then to think up a little name for your character. I cannot wait to see what adventures you take yours on. Okay. And then it's starting to have its own little character here, and you can just fill it with colour and pattern and lots of lovely things on it. So there we are. So we've got our features and we've got some decoration on it. You could cut out shapes and stick those on as well if you like to. Or you might just like your caterpillar nice and simple and just focus on the features instead. Next we're going to do the antenna. So you need a pipe cleaner, or garden wire is quite good, the ones that are coated, because they're really easy to manipulate into shape. So take your pipe cleaner, pop it round the head, and then just give it a twist to hold it into place. And then it's up to you what shapes you make for yours. You could make twisty ones by twisting around your finger or your pencil, or you could make some different shapes there. So mine are just curled inwards, and then it's really starting to have a little life of its own now. So they are quite great to move around. You might want to put little booties or feet there, like on this one here, on Bob. So there we have it, your lovely sock caterpillar. So I'm going to call this one Priscilla, and I'm looking forward to having some adventures outside and taking her on a few little walks that I'm having. So there's a few other things you could add if you like to your sock character. So one of them is a heart, which I'd like to put on here. So this little caterpillar is very kind. So I'm just cutting a little heart, which I will stick onto the side here. Obviously you can place your heart wherever you'd like to, or you may think of other shapes you'd like to pop onto your caterpillar. You may then want to decorate, so you could make a little scarf or a hat. You could even give your caterpillar some hair if you like, with some wool. I'm just going to make a really simple flower shape to cut. So I'm just cutting circles and I'll stick that straight on top. So just a few circles I'll cut out, and then I might add a leaf shape. So just with some scrap pieces of fabric. And then I'm just going to stick that on top. So I start with the leaf, which you could stitch on or stick on, and then I'm just going to stick on the shapes. Like so. There we are. So you could add a little flower to your sock caterpillar if you like. There's different features here. So this one, I've done a little daisy to match my necklace here. So you can have a look at flowers in the garden or on your walks and maybe copy them down so you could add them to your lovely caterpillar. And that's it, there we have it. So you've got decoration, you've got the heart, you've got the lovely features, a lovely happy smiley face, and your decoration. So these are just some other examples I'll show you again that are quite easy and simple to do. Obviously Bert is a very famous one. We've got Buddy here, so you see the difference with the eyes. It's just cut felt here, and keep nice and simple really. This is a much bigger sock. So if you're at home and you're using a needle and thread instead, you can stitch on the lovely features, and you can also stitch on your eyes and mouth. So I've done a little running stitch here for a mouth. It's very simple. And then I've stitched on one button. I'm just about to show you the other one. So it doesn't matter if they're matching buttons, they can be as odd as your lovely sock. So take a needle and thread, you can knot it or knot it straight into the fabric. So what I usually do is pop the needle through and the thread, go back through again. So I say loop the loop, hula hoop and pull, or just knot the end, it's up to you. So as long as that's not going to go anywhere, then thread the button through the needle like so, and just go back and forth. So you want to make like a cross shape. So do the one side first diagonally and then the other. Go over it a few times to make sure it's nice and secure. Okay. And then once you've finished, you can start the other side like so. So give it a few times over the same. When you're happy with that, you can knot it underneath. So you can either cut it and knot it, or again, I just do my magic knot, which is just in and out of the fabric. Keep that loop there, loop the loop, hula hoop and pull, or just cut and knot it. Make sure you leave enough thread when you're doing it to make sure you can go over it a few times to keep your eyes nice and strong for your lovely caterpillar and all your adventures. So that's another really simple way to do it. I really look forward to seeing your sock caterpillar creations, try saying that fast, and all your exploring and stories, and especially finding out what names you'll call them and where they end up staying in your lovely home. So from all of the lovely caterpillars here today and myself, thank you so much. Stay safe and share your creations with Llantarnam Grange, hashtag create with Naz. Next I'll be showing you how to create, to create your own collage leaf for your caterpillar to go on. You could obviously create other things. So from Bert and I, it's goodbye. Thank you.